Today, I wanted to make the ultimate Chimps guide. I've played Chimps so much, and it's honestly one of my favorite game modes in the entirety of the game, obviously. It's kind of really the pinnacle of being good at the game. And I'll admit that I'm not the best player ever or anything like that, but I have a pretty good understanding of how to play the game, and I wanted to give you guys a quick guide on how to beat most of the maps on Chimps mode. So this is going to be a guide for all the beginner maps, like 90% of the intermediate maps, and then about 50% of the advanced maps. But then once you get to expert maps, it really is something you need to finesse, and you cannot just automatically use the same strategy and make it happen. It's gotta be good. So I wanted to pick a random intermediate map here that's somewhat simple, but nothing amazing, and just play through it on Chimps mode and sort of have some fun for you guys. So of course, I'm going to be using a free hero today. And when you start off on Chimps mode, you have to understand a couple things. First of all, what does this stand for? No continues, no health, no income, no monkey knowledge, no powers, and no selling. So it really is throwing every single anti-benefit that you have for the rest of your playing style against you. You can't do any of that. You can't make money. You can't get any extra health. You can't do anything fun. I think the biggest issue, though, here is the monkey knowledge. Monkey knowledge is amazing. If you've actually spent the time building up your monkey knowledge, you have over 100 monkey knowledge points that give you so many benefits that you kind of just forget about. I mean, you have military, you have primary, you have all these things, and some of the main ones here near the bottom, like giving you extra starting cash, giving you a free dart monkey, just don't exist in Chimps mode. So when you have all of that working against you, Ninja Kiwi really did make a very difficult game mode. And that's why it's kind of fun. It's kind of exciting, because it really makes you work at it. So there's two ways to start on Chimps that are the most beneficial ways to start. You can either do a hero start like Soda or Quincy, or you could do a triple dart monkey start. Triple dart monkey start is the easiest way to do it on every single map. Every single map you can do a triple dart monkey start, no matter what. There's not a map that you can't. But if you can, I would actually recommend doing a hero start instead. Soda's probably your best hero to just have an easy time in the early game, which really allows you to just kind of flourish near the mid and late game with really what you want your strategy to work out as.
Tasty.
Now, if you do get a hero going, like Quincy, that's great. You've got your pop and power for the early part of the game here, and then you need to start deciding, what do I want to get kind of after this? What are the best towers for me? And there's a lot of ways to go. Like, there's infinite ways to go. But you have to remember there's no selling. So if you are going to do something with Quincy, you're always going to want to alch him. So, you want to put your tower a little bit further away from basically him. Okay? There's a couple towers I'd recommend. You can go Engineer, Druid, Ninja, or I think the best one for me is probably a Boomerang. I really like Boomerangs on most maps because he's a really easy upgradable tower that just does solid across the board. And even though he does have, like, a little bit of inaccuracy with the hooking process, it's really not bad. And if you are going for a Boomerang, the Boomerangs I'm going to recommend to y'all is going to be a Red Hot Rings, faster throwing, and even faster throwing, and eventually Kylie Boomerang and a Moab Press. And this all just is really, 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 really amazing for the early game of our popping power. Get just good balloon popping power all the way up around 39 and 40, and once the Moab pops out, you've got the Moab Press to shoot that thing backwards and take it down easily. So, once you get a Red Hot Rings, or even fast throwing and all that, one thing that I'm going to recommend to all new Chimps players, but not expert level Chimps players, is this tower next. Okay? It's going to be a little goofy, not everybody's going to agree with me, but the Spike Factory is amazing. Okay? For having that nice safety net in the back, making you feel comfortable, and just knowing that balloons are not going to sneak through your defense anymore. So this is amazing also for any one-lane map. If you have 2-lane maps, 3-lane maps, of course the Spike Factory is going to lose his edge very, very quickly here. But knowing that just a few balloons sneak through, doesn't matter. It's amazing. Like, really, really amazing. So let's upgrade our Boomerang a little further. Let's go fast throwing and faster rings, and let's talk about money. So obviously you can't generate any health, so any abilities or anything that generate health, you can't affect it. One life is stuck. As far as money is concerned, you cannot make any money. So we cannot use snipers to make us money. We cannot use banana farms at all. We can save money, but generally speaking, it's probably not the best option. You can make it work. Like, don't get me wrong, you can go for a bottom path village here, get a monkey commerce, and try to save money on lower tier, third tier monkeys. But usually you're going to save just a little bit of money, take up a lot of room, save up, take up a lot of upgrade space for your other village that you're probably going to want to get, which is a 2-2 village, and that's just, it's just probably not worth it, okay? Just know that. Probably not worth it. At this point, by the way, Kylie Boomerang is probably your best answer. pop them into existence, and you're going to feel good. Now, again, I love Quincy for these Chimps runs because he's not bad. You know, he's the first easiest free hero, so even if you're starting off the game just like this, you can play Chimps just like me. Don't have to do anything fancy. Don't have to do crazy tack shooter combos or anything. No. Just chill. Get a couple towers in the front. Let your spike vector clean up the back, and you're going to feel very, very comfy. But you do want to understand how much money you're going to be making. And because we can't make any money, and because we're going to only be able to save just a little bit of money, we can kind of guesstimate how much money we're going to have by the end of the game here with a chart. So let me show you guys this chart real quick. This is a cool little chart that you can find online. I'm going to link it in the description, by the way. It just shows you how much money you make by the end of a round. So you can see at the end of round 99, for example, I'm going to have $177,000 here. So that's how much money you get to pop the bad. Or by the end of the game, just know you're going to have about $180,000 total. Does that mean that we are absolutely dominant and we can take down everything with 180K? No. You got to plan it out. You really want to think about how you're going to upgrade everything. But money goes quick. Every time you buy an elk, it's like 5-6K. Every time you buy a village, it's like 5,000 or 6,000. Every time you buy any tower up to first, second, third tier, it takes upgrades to get to those. So you don't think about it all that often. But like a rocket storm doesn't cost 6K. It costs 6K plus 5K plus 1K plus 270 plus the base cost of the tower. We're talking about like a $13,000, $14,000 tower here. So it really does add up, and you have to imagine if you're getting a 5th tier, they can also add up. So it has been possible to get a tower like a Flying Fortress in a real game, but this is roughly the most expensive tower you can probably afford. The other one that's maybe possible is like a Ray of Doom, but I think the limit is that I've never seen anybody, I think, ever get a super mines in a real game, because that would be $150,000 of your money. So you have to try to survive with like 25 grand without spending on anything else. It gets really, really tricky. But knowing that we have a certain amount of money in this game actually does help us kind of plan a little bit. We can plan out what we want to get and kind of think about what we want to get by the end of the game. Or just know our limits, basically. Also, looking at that chart, just knowing that round 98 gives us a lot of money, but a lot of the 90s don't give us a lot of money. After round 95, round 98 is the only real round that like gives us good money. Helps us understand what we can afford at that exact moment. So, we're doing pretty well at this point. We've got a really good early game start. Quincy's going to keep on getting stronger and stronger. Our Boomerang is going to eventually pop the Moab for us. What do we do now? Well, you want to start to think about what towers you're going to end up building for the mid-game. Okay? This is all towers that you want to start planning to help you out for long term. But if you have the money, and if you have the defense, which we currently do, you want to start buffing your towers just a little bit. Just get it out of the way. Go for your elk next to Quincy. It's going to be a necessity. He becomes really, really strong with an elk. And then you also want to go for your village to buff all of your towers for the rest of the game. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of this rock. We're going to get an elk real quick. I'm just going to go Berserker Brew for now, and then I'm going to go for Stronger Stim a little bit later on. And then I'm going to go for my village to buff everybody, give everybody cam detection and everything for the rest of the game. And then I know for the rest of the game, I just have this all locked in, and it's really, really nice to have it all locked in. So let's get this village going. You just want to make sure it's in range of all of your towers here. You can also leave room for other towers if you want to. So we're going to put it just a little bit further out over here to leave myself a little tiny bit of room. Once I get the bigger radius, hopefully the Boomerang's going to be in range here. Hopefully. Boom, boom. It is in range. And now I can get the jungle drums, get the radar scanner. For the rest of the game, guess what, guys? Every single tower I put in this bundle is going to be amazing. It's going to get buffed. And I again, could do weirder things with it even further. Like, get weird middle path village buffs to give every type of pop power, or go crazy and get primary training buffs to give everybody in the range that are primaries extra buffs. It's always good to have a village on your team, man. Always good. Every game, if you have the ability, you get a village. Just trust me on it. And then, you know what? I feel pretty comfy at this point, so I'm still going to go for a radar scanner. I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to pop a Moab. You know, it seems kind of wonky that just 2 towers and an elk can pop a Moab, but if you buff them right and you're just kind of in a decent spot, like this is the way to go. So here we go. Radar scanner is up. Cam detection for the rest of the game. It's beautiful. All right, check this out, though. We are going to want to use our ability. Okay, so after this guy gets a little bit lower, we're going to use our ability. We're going to take the ceramics down and everything, and you can see easily. Moab donezoed. All right, I know, the Moab looks really, really scary sometimes, but you have the right tower combo. It can make it so easy. And again, we spent a lot of our money on kind of support things, just going to keep us all the rest of the towers we build for the rest of the game just doing well. So at this point, again, there's so many options. We obviously have a lot of towers here and a lot of upgrades. Like, what do you pick? It really is up to you. I want to be straight with you guys. I gave you guys the setup here. I gave you guys the basic start, but it really is up to you. But you're going to have to start building more stuff. You're going to get more popping power. You're going to need more Moab popping power. One tower that I'm going to recommend in a lot of situations, though, is if you have the ability to get a tack shooter, just freaking do it. The number one tack shooter I'm going to recommend is actually a Ring of Fire. It is a freaking bombshell, dude. It is amazing against the balloons. It just cleans them up, and then it's not bad against Moabs either, which is kind of weird. And then I usually go more tacks, but you can kind of go whatever you're feeling at that exact moment. You put him in the middle here and get the longer range, you could probably get him in this giant circle here. But again, I don't even think that's necessary. I think just having this little tiny area here where the balloons are in, good enough for me. Now, once you have this kind of generalized setup, know that it's not a bad idea to get maybe your primary training or primary mentoring. You can buff these guys a little bit, make it a little bit better. And then we want to start getting some infinite range towers if at all possible. This is the point of your game where, of course, you could just build everything in a bundle, but if you have the ability to get infinite range towers, it's always better. And that's mostly the military monkeys. Okay, we've got the Monkey Ace, the Heli Pilot, the Mortar, and the Dartling Gun are the main ones. Boat can technically be an infinite range tower if you get the top path. And then if you want to go a little fancier, I guess some of the Super Monkeys are kind of partially infinite range, but mainly it's the military monkeys. Okay, even Sub can be an infinite range tower. So start getting them, because then anywhere on the screen you can attack. So for today's video, I'm going to go for Monkey Ace. Okay, I'm going to put them next to each other. I'm not going to feel bad about it. Just going to go like this. Go for a figure 8. And then I'm going to go for a bottom path Monkey Ace. I don't feel bad about a Spectre, ever. It's a very, very amazing mid-ish game tower that does not help us out a bunch in the 90s, but it can help us get set up for just about anything else we want for the rest of the game, and that is amazing. So because we're in range of the cam detection already, we don't need to go for the cam detection combo. We can go for loads more darts. And wait for our Spectre money. But you can see how well we're doing. This is not like, oh, we're like barely surviving or something like that. No, no, no. Like, the balloons are going down, the mobs are going down, everything's getting demolished right in the very middle here. Spike Factory, he did pop a couple balloons this game, but that was nice. It was nice to have him in the background. It's just nice to feel safe having him on the back over here. So I'll meet you guys back in a couple rounds here. We're going to show you guys off the Spectre deliciousness. Really can't have a Chimps guide without talking about round 63. All right. 63 is the round that's probably going to kill most Chimps players more than just about anything else in the entirety of the game. So, to be honest, Ring of Fire is probably one of your best weapons. But when you have $25,000, it's really, really easy to say we can build anything we want to. But again, it gets tricky without wasting space and or money on things that are not going to be building us long term. So the reason why I like the Spectre is, again, you get the exact amount of money you need before round 63 if you build a similar setup to this, where you can easily build a Spectre, and you will dominate round 63. But check it out. Without a Spectre, just the Ring of Fire, just Quincy, and just our Boomerang, we're even taking down round 63 with just this right here. That is freaking amazing. And that is without Quincy's abilities, I might add. Holy crapola, 63 looks easy with this strategy, Chris. Well, absolutely. So we can finish these guys off with some extra ability action if we want to. And then, of course, I'm going to buy it. It's Spectre in time. So I love this tower for Chimps, especially newer players who are playing Chimps. Again, get you set up for the rest of the game, and it's easily buffable with your stronger stim, stronger acid, and perishing potions, though I will admit, my positioning in this game is a little bit goofy. Usually, the better place to put a Spectre is actually closer to the back of the map, because if you're trying to attack the balloons, you want to hit the balloons more than the Moabs, right? He's a better balloon popper than a Moab popper. He's kind of okay for both, but if you want to like make sure the balloons aren't going to sneak through, putting him to the back of the map, he'll still shoot with his infinite range towards the balloons, towards the front here. But if he's ever chasing, then you can hit the wrong balloons. So this is like a little bit of an off position for him, but I am not feeling bad at all. I think he's going to get us to where we need to go towards the middle end part of the game. So at this point, you should know that money is going to not flow in between rounds 60 to 75 very much at all. Money is weird in Chimps mode, or just any game mode in general, where around 0 to 50 give you a ridiculous amount of money. Specifically around 47 and 49 give you like almost $5,000 each. Once you hit around 50 though, the amount of money that you get from popping a single balloon goes down. Instead of from 1, it's like 0.8 or something, 0.7. And then as you go further and further, popping a balloon gives you less and less and less money. And it kind of makes sense because there's more and more and more balloons. But that's why the 60s are kind of rough, because you don't get any big ceramic rushes, you don't get tons of big MOA brushes or anything. You kind of just get like a nothing burger for a little while. So on any one-lane map, these are going to be really, really easy rounds. But of course, in any more difficult map, they can still be very, very tricky because they can have multiple mobs coming out of different directions and everything get wonky. Now at this point, what do? Okay. Well, you want to start saving up your money. That's what you want to do. At this point, it's which 5th tier tower do you want? And it's really up to you guys. Which one do you want? There's a lot of cool ones. Any 5th tier tower in the game can probably work for you. You want it to obviously combine with your strategy well, but you can use something that's already on the screen here. Go for a Moab Dom. You can try to get an Inferno Ring. You can try to upgrade to another Military Monkey up to 5th tier, because again, infinite range is always good when you're looking for a strategy that's going to work on every map. So, if I really had to recommend, I mean, it's difficult because it really is map dependent at this point on which one you think is going to be best. If you have a lot of water available, maybe a water monkey. If you have a want to micro, maybe get a Dartling gun, you know? If you're really feeling spicy, go for the mortars. Or just gotta have fun with other random things. One tower I won't recommend, definitely Beast Handler, don't go for it. I wouldn't really recommend an Engineer that much. It's not like he's horrible, but he's definitely micro-intensive or just not quite what you need in most situations. All the Magic Monkeys are a spam fest, so ninjas, druids, don't really recommend them unless you're going kind of hard on that strategy, kind of from the get-go, so I wouldn't recommend either of those guys. So it's really leaving us with wizards, maybe a super monkey if you're kind of feeling spicy here, but maybe not, or militaries and primaries. So these are the main monkeys that I'd recommend, the blues and the greens. Pick one of these guys that you like want to test out, want to try out, want to see how good it's going to be, and play around with it. Personally though, I'm a very, very big fan of Inferno Ring. So I'm going to go for an Inferno Ring. I really, really like it. I think this is a really good combo, too. Inferno Ring Spectre combo, great against pretty much anything. Pretty much anything. Probably weak-ish against a big balloon like a bad, and we're going to show you how we fix that in just a second here. So, check this out. Spectre, even in the... I don't want to call it free play rounds. Even in the 80-plus rounds, is still pretty good. Like, look at this. And don't forget, Quincy, every single round he goes up, he's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. He's already got 45,000 of our pops, which may not seem like a ridiculous amount, but look at how fast the pop count is going up. Just a couple quick buffs. An Elk and a Village on this hero here can really add up to a bunch of help for you. I mean, for less than $650, this is our most effective tower in the entirety of the game. Obviously, even more than the Spectre, which seems weird, but that's the way heroes work, right? All right, so here we go. We've got the Inferno Ring money, and we're just going to pop it out into existence, and now we've got a nice zone of death for us. The only weakness we have at this point is basically purple balloons. And we got it covered. So I would say at this point, if you guys want to, just kind of wait until you're like ready to lose or see what your weakness is. Is it DDTs? Is it the bad balloon or whatever? Just kind of wait to see what your true weakness is. But I will tell you right now that our weakness is probably DDTs. Okay? There's always a DDT weakness. So what do you do against it? The easy answer, the answer that I would recommend to a lot of people just to say, just get it out there and just make it happen, is an ability. It's a Spike Storm with White Hot Spikes. This is your, oh crap, I need an ability on these tough rounds to make sure that I'm gonna beat them kind of ability here. But it's not foolproof, it's not an automatic win or anything like that. But even leaving him in the back here is actually kind of nice because he's going to shoot towards the DDTs instead of shooting like around into the balloons and everything. You can even wait kind of long on it, make sure it's going to pop at kind of the time you want it to pop. Or one other option here, which is a little bit late for us, is to kind of go for like a sub up to first strike capability or preemptive strike. It'll pop DDTs automatically, pop all the low-level balloons, and it just leaves us with a small weakness to some of the bigger-ish balloons. Holy crap, did you guys see that? DDTs. I truly don't even know what killed it. I don't even know what killed the DDTs. Like, the Spectre doesn't pop DDTs. I guess it had to be the Inferno Ring just blowing them up. Quincy maybe helping out a little bit. I don't know what else could have popped those things. I'm kind of curious to see what happens on round 93 and round 95 at this point, though. All right, Inferno Ring, once they get in the range here, they just die. It's just kind of a fact of life. Spectre, again, nice to have infinite range. If something does sneak through, we got something there. Here we go, DDTs, finally! Getting a little bit further here. All right, cool. It shows you that we do not have an automatic full DDT popping power at all. And I'll be straight with you guys. At this point in the game, the biggest issue for any tower in the entirety of the game is probably DDTs. There aren't that many options for you. Like, straight up, there are not that many options for you, like, at all. Because we don't need to go ham on these things, we just kind of need a little bit of something. Usually what I'd recommend is going for something that's going to slow them down. So you want to make sure that, obviously, it has cam detection. So we're going to throw our glue in range of the village, towards the front if we can. I'm going to go for the bottom path, Relentless Glue. And I'm actually going to go for the bigger lobs and the glue splatter. This is a thing that I'm recommending pretty much every game, no matter what. Just get the glue here. You'll get a big chunk of balloons and everything. And then don't forget you've got abilities here. So we can press Quincy's ability to kind of blow things up a little bit. We could use the arrows if we really want to. But the main one, again, is time this thing when you need it. Use the Spike Storm when you feel like everything is just going to poop and you need some extra damage here. Boom, boom. We take it down easily. And at this point, we're pretty much golden. There really won't be very many issues long term. I will tell you, though, that Super Glue right now is the epitome of an OP tower. It's only $25,000, and it will automatically make you win, like, 75% of games. So this is a tower that I will say that I will build right now that's going to be absolutely amazing for me, but I'm not sure if Ninja Kiwi is going to nerf it eventually and just make this completely terrible or something like that. Like, I don't see them doing any crazy nerfs to it, but maybe they will. To this point, it is godlike. I mean, look at this. As soon as balloons even get close to anywhere near me, we stall them, and then we blow them up with what we currently have here. It's kind of absurd. So I'm not going to build anything else for the rest of the game. Just know that the bad balloon's probably going to be the biggest issue for us, because so far we have not built that much bad popping power. Inferno Ring's actually going to have to do a lot of the work here. Quincy's going to have to do a lot of work, and the Spike Storm is not going to have to do a lot of the work here. This is round 98. Easily taking it down. Round 99, we get another big rush of DDTs at this point. The glue is slowing everything down. Keep it in range of all of our towers here. Just let them slowly do the work. And then the bad balloon. Round 100. So we spent most of our money, I'll admit it. It's not like a $70,000 leftover kind of play here. We'll use Quincy's ability. Look at the damage on this guy. Freaking ridiculous. We're going to use that Spike Storm here. I'm going to use the arrows once the bad pops, and we should be golden. Bloop, bloop. Take it down, slowly destroy everything, and the bad balloon pops right next to our thing. So hopefully this helped you guys out in learning how to play Chimps and kind of understanding how the money works and which towers you should build and everything. It is one of those tricky things where, like, I can build anything and make Chimps work. It's really about the combos. But this is a general idea of what to kind of go for and what to kind of build to get your game started before you decide what do I want to test out for myself, because it's all about you guys. Learn the combos that work for you. Learn the things that you enjoy to play with. Learn if you're an ability player. If you really enjoy using abilities and ability combos, it can be really, really fun to, like, make them work. Personally, I'm a much bigger fan of not using abilities. As you can plainly see from my one actual ability that I've got this game, I like to let everything pop itself, because then nobody needs to micro. You never need to press a button. Just things will automatically get popped. So that's why I'm a big fan of Quincy. I'm a big fan of the Super Glue, and I'm a big fan of the Inferno Ring. They just do their own thing. They pop a lot of balloons, and they're a great combo. All work together under the primary mentoring village here, and life is just good. Another tower that obviously I really, really like is the Spectre, but you can easily trade out a Spectre for an Apache Dart ship. It's kind of the same tower at this point. They're like almost the exact same thing. They both have infinite range. They both have a pretty good amount of pop power against big balloons and small balloons. It's kind of like up to you on what you want to build here. Eventually, though, we will lose. This is not a strategy that I'm planning on going late game Chimps or anything like that. I just wanted to talk to you guys one more second about it. So if you guys did feel like this helped you out whatsoever, please press that like button, please subscribe, and please do one more thing. You can click the little shop button, which I've never done before, and go to Creator Support and type in SJB. Really appreciate it, guys. And have a wonderful day.